Sponsors.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
Yes, indeed. The final few days of 2021. My goodness, what will 2022 bring? We're here live on WHFS 1010 AM 92.1 and 103.1. And my goodness, we are also broadcasting on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 and 96.9. And we are answering questions, life's questions. Closing out the chapter of 2021. Wasn't it a great ride? Seriously, we are getting ready for 2022. But I know that 2021 had to have had some lessons. What did you learn? I hope you took notes, because as we move into 2022, we want to let go of the things that no longer serve us. We want to let ourselves feel the energy of what we want in our lives, what we want to create. We want to let go of the hurt, the pain, the loss. It hasn't been an easy year for almost anyone. Everyone's going through a shift or a change. And I know that here throughout the world, everywhere, people have been gathering and trying to celebrate as best we could. And then, dun, 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 there's that looming energy of disease around the corner. So what do we do with that? One thing we could have learned from this year is how resilient we are, how courageous we are, how resourceful we are, how you could be positive in what looks like something that isn't very positive, how you can be resourceful with your finances. And many of us had to learn to trust our partners, to trust our friends, our family. We had to really see who was who and connect with the people that we could count on, who had your back in 2021. Who was looking out for you? Who did right by you? Who did you do right by? What did you do to survive? Kind of like the show Survivor, right? We're all in our own individual survival mode. And we've been in that energy since 2020. But maybe we've learned that throughout all of this, even though we're surviving, it's a choice of, are we just surviving or can we thrive in spite of adversity? And many of you learned that lesson. Many of you were able to rise above just surviving and thrive and circumvent the stories and the roadblocks and the obstacles and the negative commentaries and the conversations of politics at dinner. You just rose above it. You decided that you would be something different and more for yourself, as opposed to being the external person that you've been for everyone else all this time. See, some of us learned to go inside in this 2021. We learned to be still and to listen. We learned to deal with our own fears and even face our own demons, the things that we really need to handle. Our difficulties within ourselves, our own insecurities, our own comparing mind, our own pettiness, our own inability to believe in something greater than us, or to believe that we're worthy, good enough, supported. Many of us had to overcome the times in our life when we felt most vulnerable and lost something in that process because our vulnerability wasn't honored. We had to sit with that in 2020 and 2021. And as we sat with it, we realized that many of us spent quite a bit of our lives burying the things that we didn't want to be seen, that we didn't want to deal with. But when you're just sitting there and not really going anywhere, you have time to think. When you're at your job, realizing that you're doing your job because it pays your bills, but you're not happy. And you're realizing that the breath of life is precious, and does one really know when one's time is up? for the soul to move on to a different experience. But what in the physicality, what in the experience of this life, this experience we call life, do you really want to enjoy? What have you yet to do? I know, it's a time where maybe we can't do the things we want, not to the fullest. But you can dream, and you can dream big, and you can be there in the energy, and you can set the pace for that to happen. This has been a year of loss for people as well. And what did you learn from that? We learned that people pass for all sorts of reasons. Not all of them is publicized as what we see on the news. We learned that someone who's rushing out of their complex makes a turn who possibly was on their phone in just a few minutes, barely a mile and a half from their house, can shoot off and hit a tree and then be gone just like that. We've seen so many people in our lives just leave. And then there's some of the greats that have been around for decades. We're seeing them in their natural order of life leave the planet. And what do you learn from their experiences? What do you learn from the people that you admire the most who have chosen to leave the planet? What legacy did they leave? What lesson did they give you? Be it a football coach, a movie star, a producer, or be it a mentor. What did you learn from them? How did they impact your life? And what are you doing in your life to leave your vibration and your legacy here? What have you learned about who you are, what you represent, who you are in the physical? And what have you embraced within yourself, your gifts, your true essence? And what have you shared? How have you survived all this time? Have you just been living to live, to get by, paycheck to paycheck? Are you living? And interestingly enough, life is not always living, of going out and partying and gathering with people. Those are fun experiences, but that isn't necessarily the definition of living. Life is about experiencing and being fully present with the people that you're with, be it one person, be it a group, be it fully present when sitting on a beach, just taking in the wind and the salt air, feeling the sand beneath your feet and hearing the waves of the ocean, or being out on a path through the woods on a chilly morning, hearing the sound of the leaves crackling beneath your feet, and hearing that bird off in the distance, and knowing that you're alive. And that moment belongs to you. You and the divine and all that's divine around you. Have you learned to find joy in the simple things, the family moments? Maybe we were all too busy prior to 2020. When was the last time you sat and played a family game? Monopoly, Scrabble, Battleship, Jenga. A good old-fashioned game of Twister will do too. What have you done to have fun? And how have you allowed yourself the opportunity to dream and to be fully present in the moment that you're in? Have you been able to forgive yourself and others for, missteps you've taken, they've taken? Are you able to let bygones be bygones? You see, when we ring that bell and the sound of 2022 comes upon us, and the ball drops, you start anew. You have the choice. Is it a continuation of the same old, or do you have a plan? Do you have a vision of what 2022 looks like and feels like, in spite of what the world may be doing? What choices have you made? I know many of us make New Year's resolutions. Well, they usually only last 2 weeks, if you're lucky. But to have a vision and to be present in the actions you take and the thoughts that you choose to think and the words that you choose to speak in the creation of a vision, that's always going to be the best way to see yourself as you want to be. Whether it's working out, you have to feel it and see it. Whether it's losing weight, whether it's letting go of an addiction, whether it's finding a new job, what is it that you want to create, and how can you create that? And embrace it with all that you are. And realize that if it's a day or two that is not measuring up to the vision you had for yourself, that when you awaken the very next day, the universe gives you another shot to start all over again. Why is it that when we fail to be perfect, we feel our imperfections are a defeat, and therefore we quit? Why is that? Are you not imperfectly perfect? I know I am. We're all going to have a misstep in the journey, because it's the learning and the discovering of who you are and the ability to govern your thoughts and your emotions and to think positive thoughts, feel positive energy, see things in its completion, and trust that everything will be all right. It's the opening up of new opportunities. It's the trusting of the process. It's the letting go and letting God, but being the active participant in the process. So what are the goals for 2022? What would you love to shift and change? And as you move this energy into 2022, what are you appreciative of? Who would you thank? What are you grateful for? How has life been good to you, in spite of all the difficulties, the challenges, the shifts that were unexpected? And how proud are you of how you rose to the occasion and did it anyway? Lived in a way that it may not have been exactly the way you wanted, but you did your best, and you know it. And for those of us who miss those that are no longer here, like the young man a couple of months ago who somehow, on his way to work, ended up in a tree. Those crazy stories that you hear of people who we're sure will be here for such a long time, and they're not. Who do you miss? Who do you appreciate their breath of life and what they did for you in their journey? And what did you learn from them? I remember my grandmother used to always say, never go to bed mad. It's not good. So I never forgot that. So when you look at the energy of what people have shown you and taught you, what do you remember? What do you hold dear? And if they were here, still on the earth, what would you say to them? Because even though we cannot see them, they're here. They're a part of the experience with us. I know I learned a great deal from, my dog. I learned that unconditional love, dedication, consistency, and a very strong work ethic were good. Last Wednesday, when I took live on air, unbeknownst to most of you, my dog had passed that morning. 17 years and 8 months. Magnificent Bichon Frise, named Sydney. And he was a strong, dedicated dog. Not a very big dog. But Sydney taught me routine. His routine, but he taught me routine. And in a time when my life had brought me to Florida and I needed something to pull me out of a life switch, of a physical ailment that would make me do it not just for me, but for him. So every day, regardless of how I felt from an injury, out we would go. And I would walk. In the beginning, when he was a pup, we couldn't get very far because I wasn't strong enough at the time. But we walked. And then we would go out again and again and again. I used to think he was leaving emails on trees for people. I think quite a few people read them along the way. And on Tuesday night, December 22nd, we took our last walk. Out on a quiet night in a quiet street, with a neighborhood cat running up to say hi. It was a regular night. But for him, it was the last one. So life is unexpected. But for a Bichon Frise, 17 years plus is a lot. It's almost certainly not totally unexpected. But what have you learned? How has your experience with people, with animals, shifted you, changed you? Because when they're gone, they may not be here with you, your loved ones, your pets, but their energy remains within. Within your heart, within your soul, they have taught you. They have been a part of this magnificent journey called life. And yes, they have all chosen to be here at exactly the same precise time as all of us. And we have all chosen to experience the journey. And as we've learned this life lesson, that life comes to a close. What other lessons have you learned so that you can enjoy what comes next for you? So that you can reach for new heights, spread your wings, take flight, and believe that there's something greater, bigger, stronger supporting you. Essentially, holding your hand, walking the path of life. So as you walk out on the streets on a cool night or a warm Florida eve, and you look up the stars, there's something greater and bigger looking back down at you. And in the sea of the essence, your loved ones are there, your angels, your guides, and the Creator. And they're holding the space and supporting you and sending you those blueprints, those imprints, those visions for you to make the shift, for you to make the change, for 2022 to be the year that you learned lessons that were about being you, that you learned the lessons about your mission, your purpose, who you've come to be, and that life is eternal, even though the physical body leaves. We are all here to grow. We're all here to learn. And my goodness, 2021 has taught us quite a bit. But now it's time to pack our bags and put a close to those lessons learned and pat ourselves on the back and say, job well done. No matter what it is, you've passed through it. You won't pass this way again. The planets will change, the stars will realign, and life will go on. But you can create the new story and the new way you want your 2022 to be. So goodbye, 2021. we're not too sorry to see you go. But let's get ready for the greatness that can be for you. And if we all focus individually on finding the joy, finding the happiness, finding the peace, finding the forgiveness, being centered in the energy of love. And then once we find it, some of us may dig for a while, but it's there. When you find it, just think. All you've got to do is shine it out. And then maybe, just maybe, in the course of 2022, all of us who've learned some lessons will encourage others to learn along with us. And we will shift where we've been to a place greater than maybe mankind has ever known. I said we could dream big. Let's dream together. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. We love the fact that you're listening to us on WHFS. And I love my friends here on WWNN. We're journeying our last few days of 2021. Look out, 2022. Here we come. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room, where the heck are you? Because we're waiting for you right here on WHFS. We're waiting for you on WWNN every Wednesday nights, 6 to 7 in my WHFS land and 6 to 8 on my WWNN. Be sure to catch us live on Facebook, catch us live on YouTube, catch the replay. You can catch us anyway. So we want you to join the party and join the fun. we've got some interesting things. Are you ready for 2022? I mean, really, 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 really ready. Do you know you're supposed to? I was trying to share this with people earlier today. Like, you have to change your sheets and go to bed in new sheets or buy brand new sheets. You have to clean your house. You got to make sure your laundry's done. I mean, we got things to do, people, because out with the old, in with the new. So whatever rituals you like to do to prep for 2022, it's time to get going. I know we like to get our champagne. We like to get our party favors and our food, even if it's just going to be us, all alone. Nobody's coming. I get it. But set the energy, shift the energy, let out the old, air out the place. Good God, a little chill won't hurt you if you're up north. And then get some incense going and clear the energy and prep yourself for 2022. And I've got the kit just for you. Our 2022 New Year's collection helps you clear out and bring in the new energy for 2022. You can actually do it from January 1st on, and it is to set intentions and move the energy in the direction of what you desire. And you could do your little rituals before that, light some incense and do something to shift. But in my New Year's kit, we've got a beautiful candle, a petition, an oil, a spray, a bath. We've got a magnificent crystal. And then we have this fabulous CD. And on the CD is a meditation for money, a meditation for love, the message for 2022 to inspire you the whole year through. And then some of these very channeled songs that you've heard. You know what you hear on the radio? That just wasn't recorded in a studio. That was the actual writing of the song. We've got those songs and more messages that are channeled from Spirit musically to all of you. So we sure hope that you register on sarahspiritual.com, pick up your kit before it's too late, because I know we're winding down. And then we have a New Year's forecast. This lets you know, get a peek into what does 2022 hold for you. So if you want an in-depth reading of what's coming, and tell me something good, we're going to do our best to tell you what we see in 2022. Go to sarahspiritual.com. I sure would love to have a chat with you on a personal one-on-one session. And if you're local to West Palm Beach, pop into the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard. We have a full center filled with incense, books, crystals, oracle cards, tarot decks, sprays, oils, candles, you name it, we've got it. We'd love to have you stop by, pick up the things that you'd like to do to close out the year. We will be there tomorrow all day from 11 to 6, and we're there from 11 to 4, and that is on Friday, on New Year's Eve, and then we will be closed New Year's Day, and normally we're closed Sunday, Monday, and we will be closed for those 3 days and reopening on Tuesday. So if you want to get all your goodies, pop on into the Expedito Enlightenment Center before 4 p.m. on Friday, and we will help you clear out the cooties of 2021 and bring in some good stuff for 2022. We're going to go to our phone lines, 888-565-1470. If you're listening on Facebook and YouTube and you want to ask a question, be sure to put the question in the feed. There's instructions there for you. So let's hear what those questions will be in just a minute. But until then, I've got to go to Miami. I've got Amanda on the line. Amanda, how are you tonight? Hey, Amanda. Amanda, are you there? All right. I don't know where Amanda is. So from Amanda, we're going to go from Miami. We're going to go to where it's a little chilly, which actually is a lot of places that are calling here today. But I think they think I'm sending them sunshine. But I've got to go to Janet. Janet is in Connecticut. Janet, how are you tonight?
Oh, good. I hope you have a happy new year. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, Janet. Good to connect with you. What is your burning question for us tonight?
I'd like to know what kind of New Year's I'm going to have, and then I have another question I'd like to ask you.
What is the other question?
The other question is, I have this guy that's been calling me for years that, somebody I was involved with, and I don't understand why he keeps calling.
What is his birthday?
His birthday?
Mm-hmm. Do you know?
I think it's February 19th. I don't know the exact year.
Okay. Well, Janet, let me take a look at what we've got coming up for you. So the first thing they make me aware of is that really this is going to bring a shift in your social life 2022. So if you've been thinking about getting out and connecting with some different people, doing some things a little differently and opening up your circle, even though I know we're all in a little bit of a funk where that's concerned, when you can next year, you're going to have that
Definitely. I
opportunity.
definitely plan on changing things up this year.
Great. And it's going to be a fabulous time for you. As far as the guy from the past, I guess you're unforgettable in some way. You know, I hear that song, Unforgettable, that's what you are. But guess what? He is forgettable. So
Yeah,
we're
definitely.
we're going to leave him in the past. He's just having some flashbacks of what worked and maybe what got away, but it's not a good vibrational match. You have evolved so much since the two of you were together. That would be a major step back. And if I were to get biblical, I think if you turn around, you'll turn to a pillar of salt. So, girl, don't look back. Keep moving forward. I see great opportunities for new friendships, new connections. And that, of course, will open up the pathway for new love, new friendships. So I really want you to look forward and don't look in the past. You've come so far and learned so much. The guides and angels say, bravo, Janet. There's a lot of support for you on the other side. So trust that the universe has your back and is hearing all your desires.
Okay, thank you. And can you tell me what spirits are around me? Like what I don't even know how to explain that.
Well, what I see around you is a lot of support. Loved ones on the other side are with you. I see the angels with you. Of course, your guardian angel is with you. And you also have this very magnificent female energy spirit guide that has been with you since you were a little girl. And this spirit guide has been with you since about the age of 6. And she makes me aware of her beauty, her elegance, but her intelligence. And I don't know if you used to line up animals or toys and kind of play school or director or something, but she helps you stay on top of things psychologically, emotionally. She kind of helps support you in that. She helps you with learning new things or coming up with answers. She's always been there with you on the journey.
Okay, I appreciate that very much.
Thank you,
I hope
Janet.
you have a happy new year.
Thank you. We'll talk again. Bye for now.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
888-565-1470. And from Connecticut, let's make it a little chillier. Let's go to Milwaukee. I've got Anna on the line. Anna, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Sarah. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly, Anna. Good to connect with you. What is your question for us tonight?
I don't have a specific question. Just I'm looking to move. Just a lot of changes and things happening in my life. I just want to know, where am I headed? Are my spirit guides around? What messages are they trying to tell me?
All right. So take a breath here. So first thing they make, because it's like, okay, well, that sounds like a whole reading. So let's pull something from the energy. And the first thing I'm made aware of is creativity for you is key. Breaking the routine. You've got to color outside lines, spread your energy to a different way of looking at things, not be so routine and maybe even a little rigid in things. Open up to some new adventures and possibilities. In a move, it's really important for you to brace yourself for putting yourself in the energy of what you want and not just getting sucked up into what comes in front of you. They don't want you to settle in a move. They want you to get everything that you want from this move, because I feel like you've been feeling stuck for a while. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
So time to make this move, but it's time to feel the move and put it in action in a way that pleases you in every respect. And your guides, your angels, I actually see around you the Blessed Mother, Mother Mary. You know who Mother Mary is, yes?
Yes.
And she's very much around you. Her energy seems to have been with you for quite a long time, almost as if she's connected to someone who's connected in your family. So perhaps someone prayed to Mother Mary, because that energy's there as if someone prayed to keep you safe. And in this energy of Mother Mary, she's going to give you a nurturing environment so that you first learn to love yourself. Before you do for others, you must do for yourself. And it's not being selfish, Anna. Do things differently this year. If normally Anna would take a particular route to work, Anna's going to change it up. If Anna would usually be the person calling her friends and saying, let's do this, no, you're going to wait for your phone to ring. And if it doesn't ring, you're not going to sweat it. because you're creating a whole new vibe for yourself. You're going to color outside the lines. If people expect you to go left, you're going right, because you're going to discover the excitement and adventure that's within you so that you can truly enjoy and be enthusiastic about life. All right, my dear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much, Anna, for calling. And what is the temperature in Milwaukee?
Like 33.
All right. We're going up in the mid to high 80s by the weekend. So we'll be thinking of you. Thank you so much,
you.
Anna, and Happy New Year. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, sir.
888-565-1470. We want to talk to you, but before we can, I've got to take a break and hear from my sponsors right here on WHFS and live on WWNN all across South Florida, heading over to Tampa. We're talking to you, and we are heard nationally because of iHeartRadio, Facebook, and all of the social media, YouTube platforms that are there for us. So tune in, share the love, share the light. We will be right back.
Before I walk through the door, do you know me? Have you heard me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
WHFS and on WWNN, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. I do believe we have Amanda back on the line, so we're going to go to Miami. Amanda, how are you tonight?
I'm okay, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. And what is your question for us?
I had an unexpected loss last night, and I found out today. And I wanted to see if you had any messages for me.
If the loss just occurred, I don't know that I can make that connection that soon, honey, because they're in that transitionary place here. So I can just work with the energy and see what the guides and angels have to say for you during this time of difficulty at this time. So bear with me, Amanda, all right?
Thank you, Sarah.
So the first thing they make me aware of here, Amanda, is that this is someone that was least likely to cross. Is this correct?
Least likely to what?
To cross over. This was someone that was not expected. Is this correct?
No,
Not expected.
totally unexpected.
Yes. And so that is what you're grappling with. And I kind of liken it to the conversation I was having in the opening, if you heard it, where someone pulls out of their street and then they end up in a tree. And how does that happen? And how does a 25-year-old go and leave the earth, right? And we just don't understand that. And so we have to trust that this is a part of a plan that we do not have the true understanding of. And it is something that we grieve because it's such the shock. But know to the individual, it is in alignment with a bigger plan that we're not party to. And that there's an energy of peace. I do feel, though, that this person connected, does this person's mother pass or female energy connected to this person already in spirit? Because I'm being told that they were met by a female energy.
I know his grandfather had passed, and
Okay. And
but
there's a female energy that met him. So whoever's connected on that side of the family, female energy is who came and received him. All right?
okay.
All right. And as you and I journey, and I know you have a session with me coming up in a few weeks. So we will
Thank you.
look into this a bit more when the energy has settled. Our condolences, Amanda. We know that these things are such a shock. We may expect something and it's still hard. And when we don't expect it, it's just gut-wrenching. So our hearts are with you during this time of mourning, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to West Palm Beach. I have Fran on the line. Fran, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing great, Fran. Good to connect with you. And Fran, this is just a powerful time for you as we come into 2022. I really feel like this is the time that you have to build your finances and restructure financially so that you can rise up and create more abundance in your life. Does that make sense to you? Is that one of your plans?
Yes.
Okay. And I also see increase in movement in the financial part of the career. So we moving up or trying to make a shift for work at this time, Fran?
Yes.
Okay. And when I look at this energy, I'm also knowing that you are supposed to step into something more aligned with destiny. So you're looking to do something that's going to make you feel as if you're living your purpose. Is that also true?
Yes.
And you don't want to just earn a paycheck anymore. You really want to feel as if you have meaning in your life. And when I look at that energy, I see around you that there's a lot of support. You have your own gifts, your own knowing, your own connection. You get your own signs from the angels and the guides. And sometimes I feel like when you're sleeping, you've got a message here and there as well. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. I also am made aware of strong ties to family. Not all your family is here in West Palm. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a female energy of someone who passed connected to you who was very dedicated and you were dedicated to her. She stands in the position of a grandmother energy. Your grandmother passed on your mom's side, please?
Yes, but it's like I figured out the last time we spoke about it.
Yes.
It wasn't her. It's my mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law. Okay.
Yes.
And you did a lot for her, took care of her, or helped her a lot. Yes, you were dedicated to her in some way. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. There's great appreciation that comes from this woman, great love that comes from this woman, and know that she continues to be with you. And
Yes.
so she helps you along the way. Fran, what is your question as we close out the energy of 2021 and we step into the energy of 2022?
If things will move forward for me, like you already told me.
Yes.
So it's just like it's for me to stay focused and to keep doing what I'm doing.
Keep doing what you're doing, girl. You are on track. It is time for you to keep moving. It's just you have to focus now on you and not get distracted by what other people are trying to persuade you to do. I feel like there's a lot that goes on and you get pulled in to help other people when it's really not your place.
Yes.
And I do feel like there's a trip that you want to make. There's a thought and idea that we want to make a trip next year as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. This trip will come, and when I see the trip, I kind of feel it a little closer to the June time. So look for a trip to be made. I do feel like you'll cross water. So it's not a local trip. It is a trip that's out of the energy, all right?
Okay.
All right, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am really glad that you're going to have a great year, and I'm glad we figured out who that woman was. Know that she's with you, guiding you and helping you every step of the way.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye for now. Happy New Year.
You too.
888-565-1470. We're going to continue to answer your calls all across the nation right here on WWNN. And thanks, WHFS, for hanging with us from 6 to 7. We're going to pop off our first hour, and we are going to step into the second momentarily. So everyone listening, please stay with us. And WHFS, pop on YouTube or Facebook. Continue to follow the show on iHeartRadio, on WWNN. If you'd like to learn more about me and my work, go to sarahspiritual.com. We're closing it out. WHFS, thank you so much. Happy New Year. We look forward to spending so much wonderful time with all of you next year in 2022. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly the
the world differently. the world differently now, I'd be seeing me as one with you. If I can see the love within me now, I will see the love in you. We all come to shine our light now. We all come to be all we can be, just you and me. If I could see love in everything now, I would see the world differently now. So I will take my vision in my mind now, and I'll see love, and I'll see love, and I'll see I'll see love. Do you believe in love? Falling from above, like a raindrop falling upon the leaves. Do you believe in love? Whispering through the wind, calling the name of the one you love to come home to you. Do you believe in love that opens up your heart, and love that makes the world come alive? Do you believe in love, the kind that stands the test of time, the kind that opens up your mind and makes you realize who you
We can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 and 96.9. And you're listening to us because we come here every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. to answer your questions about life, navigating your ups, your downs, and what does the future hold. But knowing that you contribute to your future, you are manifesting. We give you the clues along the path of life, and we also tune in to your guides and your angels and align you with the messages for your highest good. You can watch us on Facebook, on YouTube. You can share the page, share the love, share the light. You can follow me on Instagram, Sarah Spiritual. And of course, you can pop on sarahspiritual.com and learn more about my products. Hand-blended, I'm an artisan of spiritual, wonderful concoctions that help clear and clean the energy and help you ring in 2022. Visit sarahspiritual.com. We've got a New Year's kit that will toast in the 2022 and let you ring it in, baby. And it's time. It's time to do this. This is my number one product since 2006. We're coming on our 16 years of business in this 2022 time. So glad to be a part of this with all of you. And thank you to all of our radio listeners. 12 and a half years of radio time with everyone. And got to find out what show number this is. I lost track somewhere along the way, but 617 live shows, and that's just not a half-hour show. It's not an hour show. It's a 2-hour show, and chances are for a period of time there, we were even doing 3 hours. So think of how many minutes and hours of radio we have all spent together. I love you guys. And we're going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got someone who's been following the show for a while. He's in El Paso, Texas. Alfred, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. I'm doing fine, and just Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Happy New Year. And God bless you at this time, because Lord knows things are definitely different nowadays. Yes? Remember when?
That's correct. And
yes.
The weather's good out here. So I know everybody's got cold weather at other places, but I'm blessed, just
I know.
to be able to talk to you.
We are lucky that we've got good weather, and, going to be like 80 degrees. I'm cool with that for Christmas. I'm good. I've seen enough snowflakes in my time. So, Alfred, let me just tell you this. This is a year of incredible balance. Balance within, spiritual balance, emotional balance. This is a year of financially balancing out and kind of tying up loose ends in finances. So any contracts, anything that is pending, anything outstanding, these are the things you're going to wrap up in 2022. Because my guides and my angels, they make me aware of the fact that this is a time for you to be free and have the freedom to do whatever you want and just have everything just kind of wiped away and things move forward for you in the way that is best. And I also hear that you have some things that you want to do to help other people as well. Is that true?
That's true.
Yes. So 2022 is going to offer you that opportunity as you balance and ground yourself in the things that are most important to handle. Imagine your life on the base of your personal, your emotional, your relationships, and also your finances and your work and what you have building financially as far as contractually. As you balance all of these, things will move you forward so that you can have the way to get to help other people. It's like a path, a doorway that's opening up for you, Alfred. So know that that's coming for you in the 2022 year. And they also talk about strength and health and a very strong future that you have here in this 2022.
Okay. Well, that was actually my question. So, as usual, you always answer it for me.
Well, good. I'm glad I was able to answer. God bless you and your family. And just trust the journey. It's all going to land perfectly. And I know you're going to make a big difference in the world today. So I can't wait to hear all the lives that you touch and how you make the shift. Thanks so much, Alfred.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Happy New Year. 888-565-1470. And as we pick up the phone lines and call in, I've got to pop over to my friends on Facebook. They've been hanging. Hang on, Snoopy, hang on. We're coming. We're coming to answer your questions on Facebook, I swear. We got your YouTubers. Carmen Lopez. I think she's been battling with some health issues this 2021. Carmen follows us on Facebook. We get to chat every once in a while on Facebook, but Carmen's asking a question. She's like, and I know, I could just hear the energy. Lord, Sarah. Oh, good Lord, Sarah, tell me. Please tell me, is 2022 going to be any better than 2021? Yes, it is going to be a good year for you in 2022. I do realize that there's been some imbalances in your health. A lot of unexpected things have happened. I know that there's been loss in your life. I know you've been asked energetically, emotionally, spiritually to step up, stand up, to find courage that you didn't know you had, to rise above the obstacles. I know you feel like everything's gotten thrown at you. But I have to tell you, Carmen, that this is a breakthrough, a shift for you. And when I take you into 2022 and are kind of moving into the month of March, that's like when I see things kind of opening up. I feel like life is easier and you get to ease on down the road. And I also get this sense of relationship, love, partnership in the spring of 2022. So, yes, let's look at 2022 as a better place, better time, and it will be better. And good job. You hang in through 2021. You deserve a medal, honey. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. Let's go to Facebook and YouTube and answer another question. We've got Tira McPeak. And Tira McPeak says, will I do great things with my gift? Tira, you are a very strong, intuitive being, and you're also very connected in the energy of healing. And when I look at the energy around you, I actually feel like this is the year that you step into your mission, step into your purpose, step into your reason of being. You've been nurturing your, I want to say psychic ability, your ability to connect, and you've been opening up to your guides and your angels. Archangel Michael very much around you, but I also see around you Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel is not often talked of, but an angel not to be underestimated, my darling, because Archangel Uriel also brings us some balance in our life, but it's enlightenment and opening up the energy. And if you ever really need a fierce confidant and someone to stand by your side and really kick up some dust and keep you isolated and protected while you navigate the changes of life so nothing crosses your path to block you, I got to tell you, Archangel Uriel, when it comes to helping someone like you, opening up your gifts and doing great things with your gifts and moving yourself to your highest potential, Archangel Uriel's your go-to angel, my darling. Thanks so much for your very powerful question on Facebook. Who else do we have on our Facebook and our YouTube pages here? We've got Holly Costanza Donaldson, and she says, what do I feel is going to shift for her in the new year? Well, let me tell you that 2020, 2021 have been times of shifts and changes. So you've been having, Holly Costanza Donaldson, some shifts and changes over time. But now when I look at this, I see we've got to make shifts and changes financially, career, work, business, money. These are the areas where I want to move you so that you really step into the authority of who you are, what you're worth in the marketplace, and this unshakable belief in self-love, and knowing that you're worthy to have it all. I feel like this is really a year, if I were to say what shifts for you, you step into your power, you literally kick some butt, and you make some things happen. So, Holly Costanza Donaldson, I look at you as a powerhouse in 2022, and I really feel like you're going to step into power, particularly in the area of career and business. Thanks so much, Holly Costanza Donaldson, for your Facebook question. One more from Facebook and YouTube before I go back to my phone lines at 888-565-1470. We got Loretta Ann. Loretta Ann, she's in Canada, and I'm sure it's a little chilly up there. She says, I'm so sorry to hear about sweet little Sydney, keeping us both in our thoughts, and she's sending us lots of love and comforting. Thank you, Loretta Ann, for that comment. We appreciate Sydney. Sydney was our god puppy at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. He would come to greet everybody, and he really worked quite hard every day. And all I would have to say is, let's go to work, Sydney. And he would jump in the car. He was ready. Some days I think he had a little more energy than I did. But, Loretta, we appreciate your condolences. And I know that 2022 for you, Loretta Ann, in Canada, represents great freedom. And I see a trip. Perhaps you'll be heading to Florida sometime later in the year of 2022. Loretta, this is your time to shine. Your music's going to take you to some really powerful places. Feel like you've created some new music, so trust the experience. Let's see what 2022 opens up for you in the area of your career. Bye for now. All right, we're going to go back to our phone lines, 888-565-1470. I've got to go to another place I think it's a little chilly. I got Ava, and she is in Connecticut. Ava, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Thank you, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to connect with you and to make this connection. And what is your question for me?
Yeah, I was wondering if you can pick up anything. I have family issues, and I wanted to know if those would become better or stay the same.
I got to say what my guides just said. My guides are like, not with her family. Oh, my God, Sarah, that is like one big drama. They should be a novella. That's what I just heard. So I think we're asking people to be different than who they are. And to expect this dynamic to shift is not a rational thought process here. Because you have to remember that some people thrive on conflict and crisis. I don't know why, but your family is the poster people for that. Ava, when I look at the energy around you personally, and I see that energy, I am very much aware of what you bring to the table. And you bring to the table a little bit more of solid energy. You can be emotional and logical all at the same time. You have the ability to have empathy for people. But quite frankly, I feel like people have kind of walked all over you and stepped on your toes. Does this make sense for you?
Yes.
And that you've done your best to contribute and assist, but now you're taking a step back. And 2022 is the time for you to build a new tribe, a new community, a new family. That doesn't mean we dump the family on the street corner, but it does tell me that you need to find people who are a better vibrational match for you, because it's almost as if your family's involvement in anything you do taints whatever you want or whatever you do. Am I making sense to you? They're sounding like a motley crew, my goodness. But I want to tell you that there's a lot of negative patterns and conditionings, and there's a lot of hurt and pain that's been in the family, that's been actually handed down through the generations. And I feel like a lot of people feel hurt and betrayed through choices and how things were handled over time. Is that making sense to you?
Yes.
And
but I'd like to improve on this issue.
Yeah. Well, all you can do is tell people, look over here, perhaps you'll find your truth. But we cannot convince people of what the truth is. And I got to also say that you have some hard-headed people in your family. And they don't really want to hear anyone else's opinion. But if you point, perhaps those that are really willing to have a more open perspective in life will understand. Was there something in the passing of someone or something important that was supposed to be handled wasn't handled right and has everybody at odds, please?
Yeah, possibly. Possibly that could be
I see part of it, or part of the history that led us to this point here. I see a lot of bitterness. And for you, it's really time for you to literally be the director as best you can, and then step back and try not to involve yourself too much, Ava, because you get hit with a lot of the animosity, almost like you're the person who caused it. Now, I realize these are people very close to you, and perhaps what I'm saying is feeling a little hurtful, but you have to take a look at who they are and not expect them to be any different. but you have the power on the outside to change. And I also feel like there's opportunities coming for you for financials, something in career, work, money. There's something coming for you in 2022, and that something feels like something that will be more lucrative. And when I move you into the month of April, there seems to be a shift, a change. You're looking to have new work or opportunity in the early part of 2022. Is that something in your vision, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I see
Wonderful.
that. I see that coming for you. So hold the vision. And I'm going to say this: tell no one, especially your family. Just make a plan, make it happen, and then pat yourself on the back and reap the rewards, because it's very well deserved, Ava. Ava, how did you hear about the show?
Thank you. A friend of mine, I believe she may have called in the past, so she gave me the number.
Wonderful.
But I'm so happy that I called, Sarah. Thank you very much. You greatly helped me today.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we trust you'll continue listening and join us in the future. Bye for now. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470 from Connecticut. I got to go to Chicago, Chicago, a heck of a town. I got Amanda on the line. Amanda, how are you in Chicago? What's going on, honey?
Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm great, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Amanda, I want you to get ready for you to, I don't know, kind of stand up and say, I am woman, hear me roar. Because it's really a time for you to push through some of the obstacles that have been blocking you for a while. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
And they're telling me we're feeling stuck and trapped and overwhelmed, and you have a bit of anxiety, all right? So once we push through and we come into the May, June time of 2022, I feel like things get in order and balance. Is there a thought and an idea that you've got to, I don't know, move? It's almost like a prison breakout, for God's sakes. Are you moving?
I'm thinking about it.
Well, break out, girl, because it's time. And in the move, I want you to look at it as something a little further into the year. It's not something we're going to do in January or February, but it is something that'll be good for you. And you really want to go somewhere where you really can be yourself, and we're not standing in the shadow of anybody or what they want you to do or be. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
South. I'll be probably going back south.
And I also am made aware of some advancement that may require some study or class. Are we thinking of studying something or picking up some additional knowledge to advance ourselves for career and work, please, Amanda?
Yeah, I've been debating about that just earlier today.
Yes, it's something that would be good for you, weigh out the pros and cons, figure out the methodology and what we're doing next. But there is some learning to have so that you can advance yourself and earn a fair day's wage. I really don't feel like you're getting paid what you're worth. This is true, Amanda.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your question for us?
Oh, you pretty much just answered them.
Yeah, my spirit guides are kind of nosy. Amanda, how did you hear? How did you hear about us in Chicago?
I actually been working with you for twice now. We done did an integration, and
okay.
We just did another integration, and then I probably got some more meetings coming up with you, and
yeah, we're digging. So I don't recognize people's voices, so it's always kind of cool. And they're like, "Listen, we did sessions, honey."
we
it's
did sessions.
Yes. So I appreciate that. Yeah, and it's good to navigate and make those changes, Amanda, within self, and really explore your human potential, because you've got a lot of potential, and you want to see what really makes you feel happy and follow that. All right?
Yes.
All right,
absolutely.
Honey. Thank you, Amanda. Thanks for following us, and thanks for booking appointments with me. I greatly appreciate it, and I know we'll talk in 2022. Happy New Year.
Always. Same to you, Sarah.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye. 888-565-1470. I got to go back to the phone lines, and I've got Carmen. Carmen, she's in Port St. Lucie. Now we know we're getting a little warmer. Carmen, how are you in Port St. Lucie?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great, Carmen, and this is a powerful time for you, too, because when I look at the energy, I look at new attitudes, new shifts. I look at community. I look at building friends. I look at relationships and changing the relationships around who's with you, who's not with you, kind of drawing some healthy lines and really digging into communication with people. And if the communication isn't flowing, you're like, I'm done. I'm out. Does that make sense to you, Carmen?
It does.
Okay. So, Carmen, she's laughing. She's like, oh, good Lord. Carmen, what's your question for me?
But I've been working on manifesting more money.
Correct.
Because, I moved over the summer and I feel stuck. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. How can I get out of all this debt? So.
Well, let's look at it this way. We're manifesting money. We want to manifest abundance. Sometimes abundance comes in ways that are not just about money. We could get a free sandwich. We can get something extra. All different things we could receive as a gift from the universe. And we also want to come from a place of holding the vision that we are worthy, holding the vision that when we release money, that there's always another bit of money that comes back into our hands, and that our hands are never empty. And we also have to look at the energy of what are we getting paid and how, because there's a logic to this too, and how can I earn more? What am I worth in the marketplace? And what do I have to envision to shift that? So that it's not just, because you're coming, even though you're manifesting, you're coming from a place of lack because you're feeling like you just have enough. And it's making you crazy because you feel like you're squeaking by. Is this true?
Yeah, barely squeaking by.
Barely squeaking by. But you manage. But in that ability to squeak by, you're still holding on to that energy. So I'm squeaking by. That fear is derailing the whole manifestation process. So there is enough, there's more than enough. The universe always provides for me. And in this moment of now, whatever I have becomes tenfold. And I can always count on it growing. And I am worthy of more. Therefore, as I envision my life, I see myself doing something differently and feeling more free and harmonious. And in the feeling of feeling free and harmonious, as I stand in the energy of how I view myself in my workplace, I see myself as being valued more. I see myself as an active contributor who is worthy of more finances. And I know that the universe is going to open up for me the perfect opportunity, be it here or somewhere else, because I'm not afraid of change, because change allows me to grow. And the growth that I feel is part of my empowerment and my ability to shift and flow like the river bends over the rocks and around until it reaches the body of water, which is the blessings. So I have the flow. I'm in the universal flow, and I am never without, for all that I need is provided. We have to keep reassuring ourselves. We have to talk to our little girl and have her think of the first time she ever felt lack or didn't have lunch or didn't have something, or families were hoarding or feeling afraid to have. And whatever that memory is, we have to talk to that little girl, because she's like, oh, Jesus, we're just squeaking by, and I don't know if we can do this much longer. And every time we've just squeaked by, something else happens, and then we barely squeak by, and that's all we know.
Oh, God. It's a vicious cycle.
It is a cycle because it's a conditioning of thoughts and communication with self and even with others. And it's learning to trust that the universe will bring. And then asking the universe in an inspired moment, because we all realize that we can't always just walk into our boss, knock, knock, knock. Hi, it's me, Carmen. I woke up this morning realizing how valuable I am, and I honestly think you need to pay me $20,000 more this year. How are you feeling about that? Obviously, we know in protocol we can't quite do that, right? However, we can envision it. We can see ourselves knocking on the door and saying, hey, how about that raise? I know you're really going to give me a 7% raise. Never heard of in this company, but I'm the one who's getting it. So you can envision that conversation, but then Carmen has to sit and be inspired and say, in this moment, what else can I do that will allow the universe to bring other money to me? Now, yes, we can all run out and play our Powerball ticket. But what else is there? What else is there? What could Carmen do that would be meditative and relaxing, but could bring in some money for her? And you may say, oh, but Sarah, I got kids, I got this, I got that, I got a lot of stuff. Now you want me to go what? Beat a bracelet? Like, what are you talking about?
That's the part where I get stuck. Like, what else can I do?
Almost anything. You can make a T-shirt. You can bake brownies. There's so many things that you can do.
Okay.
Think of something simple and small and put it together and just put it out there. I bet if you advertise even with your circle of friends and said, hey, I'm doing this, certain people would participate.
Yes.
So, like, just think, if we had this conversation about a month ago and I said, well, let's see, like coquito, right? You could have made a whole bunch of that and probably sold it if you know how to make it. If not, you could have looked it up, right?
Right.
Okay. So, pasteles, something, right? Something, right? These are things that people do. If anyone has any good ones, drop them off at Expedito Enlightenment Center because I need those. But if you know
I never learned how to make them, but yeah.
Okay, but something like that, something that is kind of unique, something that's a little more seasonal. You know, the other day I was driving down the road and I saw V2 Baked. It's a vegan baker. She's one of my clients. She was at one of our live shows at the center. And I was like, oh, my God, there she is. And she's got it on the back of her van. And I'm like, oh, right. So what can you do that you know how to do? You can do it. Or what can you do that you'd have fun learning how to do that isn't expensive for you to start and just do it? That maybe could be a family plan or something people help you with, or there's so many things that you could do. And I know that in itself is an overwhelming statement because you're like, okay, but what? Sit and be still and pray. I know I hear you in my head. I hear you talking, girl. But sit
I'm like,
and be
still. You know how uncreative I am?
But that part doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's just
I'm a very lineal thinker, and so it's just really hard to look outside the box.
Okay, so what in your lineal, logical, conditioned, black and white world can you help somebody with? Is it organizing closets? Is it think, woman, think?
Okay.
Take something that might be your pet peeve and make it be something that you help other people overcome.
Oh.
Right? Some people hate mess. Well, I'm not saying go clean people's houses, but, you know, you could help people organize. Or what was something you did when you helped people prepare for something, right? Are you good at packing? And so maybe you come up with a gadget that, you know, are little boxes, and this is how you organize things. Just think.
Okay.
Something that may be a little anal retentive, but it works for you, that other people could benefit from. Think. It'll be good. And then you could always ask for a raise and apply for another job somewhere else.
I've been doing that.
Then trust the universe will provide, honey. Trust.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for referring people to me. I do appreciate that as well. All right.
Welcome.
Thank you. Bye
Thank
for now.
you.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you.
888-565-1470. I think we need to take a break and hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going back to the phone lines. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Sarah Spiritual, and we're spiritually speaking to all of you right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 and 96.9. And we've been talking to you for 617 live shows, 12 and a half plus years. We're real excited for 2022, and I hope you've got some enthusiasm because Lord knows it's been an interesting 2021. And I'll say goodbye to you. We're saying goodbye to you, 2021, because there's no tomorrow for 2021. Well, maybe there's one tomorrow, but we are winding it down and we are closing the doors of 2021. And we are learning our lessons from 2021 and carrying in our knowledge, our wisdom, and a better perspective as to what 2022 can hold, and knowing that we are the creator of what we desire and we can't quite feel that the world is closing in on us. We need to be part of the creative process in the world. So as we make this shift, as we make this change, we welcome you and your comments and your questions here every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. If you'd like to learn more about my work, go to sarahspiritual.com. You too can have a personal consultation with me. Check out our New Year's products to ring in the year. You've got a couple more days to gather some goodies, clear out the old, get your sage wand, and let's go. and use the Sarah Spiritual 2022 Soulful Mastery Kit to open up the energy of 2022. We'll put that up on the screen if the producer would pay attention. Good Lord, what are you doing over there? And we will move forward. I'm just messing with Freddie. Happy New Year, Freddie. Aren't you so glad we're doing this like all over again? Yes. We've got to keep him on his toes. We're going to the phone lines, and I've got Cindy. And Cindy, she's in West Palm Beach. Cindy, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great, Cindy, and it's good to hear your voice, good to connect with you, and this is a powerful time for you as you step into 2022. You've got a lot of support from the angels, a lot of guides with you. I actually see the energy of St. Francis around you, Cindy. St. Francis is the patron saint of animals. I also see the energy of Archangel Michael, and I've got your spirit guide, which is a Indian spirit guide that is here to help you pioneer new adventures. So were you thinking of experiencing some new things in the 2022 time?
Well, I don't know. All I know is I've had, some
health issues.
I needed some guidance. Mm-hmm. I've had some issues with my family, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It's at a loss.
Yes, and there's also something going on.
They think I'm from another planet, you know?
That's all right. But Cindy, you also have some breathing issues. Were you having some problems with your lungs or asthma or something, please?
Well, I'm doing some better.
Okay. But that is a weak spot, correct?
Yes, I think so.
They're showing me that you want to pay particular attention to that. So making sure you're taking deep breaths and keeping your airways clear and doing the right foods for your body will help tremendously for you. So, so your family thinks that you're one step away from the nut house because you think differently than they do. You have a different energetic perspective. And I don't really feel like they're going to shift to see you differently in the very near future. So what is the question?
Well, I guess you answered that one. Mm-hmm. I'm just very concerned about my son. And I know that there's been spirit guides around me because every time I'm having a conversation with one of my friends, voices are coming through.
Right.
And I can't understand them. I guess I've just been so not in a good place because of what's been happening that I just can't seem to hear and receive the messages whichever spirit that passed on is trying to give me.
Well, Cindy, it's very important that you recognize that any conflict or angst creates a disconnect, right? Fear, hurt, anger is a disconnect.
Yes.
But the bits of information you're getting when you're ready to hear and understand, it'll be ready. They're just initially letting you know that they're with you, that you are being supported, and there are guides and people around you. And I actually feel like there's someone who's in the house, connected to the house, who comes to the house often, and this person seems to be connected in some way to your family, this person. And so this person is part of the energies that you're feeling around you on a regular basis. So there is family precedence. Yes.
I mean, I actually feel them.
Yes, I know
like
that.
On my back at night.
Yeah.
When I'm sleeping.
Yeah. And so there's this energy around you of, family, loved ones. And there's also energies that are heavy there too. And this is the energy that's feeding off of. So you've got a family member there. But the energy that's feeding off of the conflict between family that wishes to divide and cause disarray in the communication and the energy between the two of you, that's a low vibrational spirit, Cindy. So that spirit is trying to almost like weigh you down and suffocate you and make you feel like you have to give up, like it's not worth fighting for, and that you are crazy. You're not crazy. Okay, so it's an energy, and you're very sensitive to the energy. Very sensitive to the energy. So if I were you, as you closed out this 2021 time, I would be sure to clear out the energy. I would be sure to move the energy, shift the energy, do everything that you can to shift this energy in the next couple of days. We're coming into a new moon, and that will be Saturday, into Sunday, really more Sunday. So as we come into the new year, we're really coming into the energy of a new moon, but there's the dark moon first. And the dark moon is this time we want to make sure we clear out everything so that it doesn't kind of take root around you. So some things you may not be meant to understand, and some things it's just not time to understand. There's two parts going on. You've got good vibes in there, and you've got some not so good vibes.
Okay.
And your son is being very obstinate and actually rather rude, is what my guides are telling me. Okay? So forgive him. He's just being foolish at this moment. And just hold the vision of him warming up and being more congenial. I just don't see it changing anytime soon. So remember, it's happening around you. It's not personal. And I want you to know that your guides and your angels are with you, particularly Archangel Michael, particularly St. Francis, and your Indian spirit guide, who helps you feel rooted in nature. So go out and be in nature and set some intentions to go on an adventure, even if it's just driving to a different part of Florida.
I wonder if he was the one that I saw one time by the side of my bed.
It's very possible. Very possible. Put a glass of water next to your bed, put some kosher salt in it, and change it every day. And let that help you retain your dreams and clear your energy while you sleep.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Thanks for following the show. Bye for now.
And Happy New Year to you also.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We've got to take another break before we come back to the phone lines. I sure can't wait to talk to you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium, Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
WWNN, our final show of 2021. And we are so glad to be connecting with all of you and sure hope you join us for messages for 2022. It's going to be quite the ride. And we are ready to go back to our phone lines, 888-565-1470. And I've got to take a minute. I've got to go to Kim, and she's in Hillsborough Beach. Kim, how are you today?
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. This is a year where you really are asking some big questions in this 2022 time. Mission, purpose, who are you, the meaning of life, the significance, and what is it beyond what it is we do in our day-to-day life. Your soul's going to be asking you to kind of step into really embracing who you are, the essence of you, and really making a difference in your own personal life, and then assisting other people on their journey in whatever way you can, be it a random act of kindness or just having an appreciation for all that we have in this beautiful world. It is going to be a powerful spiritual year for you next year. So feel like, if you're feeling like you're asking, like, what's the meaning of life? You know, what's my purpose on this earth, or the breath of life? What does it mean? These are things that are going to kind of become more clear to you next year and also more empowering you. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. You're exactly correct. I do have a question.
Yes.
Do you see me in a relationship, a consistent, committed relationship at all with a man?
But at this moment, you don't have a particular man in mind. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I did have somebody from the past I was dating, but he broke up with me. I don't think he's going to be coming back.
Okay. Well, I don't think so either, because I don't really see anybody around you that's worth talking about. Most certainly not somebody I want to bring into 2022 with you.
Exactly.
When I move into the energy of this year, as you go into this energy of some self-discovery, it makes me feel as if when I move you into the closer to the mid-time of 2022, I feel like your new vibe, your self-love, your self-care, and your understanding of gratitude and that importance in your role in life is going to attract someone who thinks the same. You've been attracting people who are not showing up authentically. You've been attracting people who are more childish and not really ready to embrace life for where you are at this juncture. You've been attracting people who are looking for you to do more for them than they are willing to do for you.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been something that has kind of played off and on in the journey. And when I spin you back, Kim, to the year of 2013 into 2014, was this a time of difficulty and change for you at that time?
It was.
Okay. That set the tone for where you are so you could make all the right shifts and changes. So remember where you've been, not to criticize oneself, but to say, look how far I've come. I know what I don't want. Let me focus my attention and intention on what I desire. Now, when I spin you forward and I move you into the 2025 year, now I know that sounds like it's far away because it sounds like 3 years and it isn't time, but that's when I see you already married or committed. We are like, life is where you want it to be. Now, the time that takes us from there to then, you could be established in 2023. In 25, you're like, wow, this is where I've always wanted to be. Sarah said I'd be here. Or it could just kind of close in closer to 2025 because we're kind of misfiring our intention. So to have the singleness of purpose and the intention of what we desire focused and clear and a list of about 100 things that we would have in a partner, qualities, and carrying it with us will become the central point of attraction and will attract that. So to answer your question, as you delve into your soul and have appreciation for your breath of life, you will attract someone who too is appreciative for the breath of life and is ready to participate in a relationship, a give and take, and work with you on the journey. So this is coming for you. I know it hasn't been your strong suit in the past, but we end the life with a bang.
Okay, well, great.
Thank you. How did you hear about
so much.
You're welcome, Kim. How did you hear about the show?
On the radio. When I was driving, I heard.
Well, thank you. I hope you continue to join us every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And if you didn't catch the opening of this show or any other opening, the beginning of every show has a monologue, which kind of is the message of the week.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome, Kim. God bless you and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, everyone, Happy New Year. If we didn't get to your call this year, please call us back next year on Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. We're appreciative of all the callers, all the Facebook messages, the comments, the YouTube comments and participation. We appreciate all of you. And we know that we've been journeying through some unprecedented times. And I cannot say it's going to be real easy, real soon. So we know we're tough. We got our warrior clothes on. We're ready to stand strong in who we are and who we've come to be. But remember that you're always supported by your guides and your angels. Remember that the Creator is always got the final say. That is the ultimate list of what is best for us. Remember, kindness matters. Gratitude is powerful. And there is nothing more powerful than the energy of love. And when you sit in the energy of love as you close out this year, bless it all. Your friends, your enemies, your less than perfect moments, and your greatest victories. Bless them all and know that you were never alone. Everyone's been on the journey with you. We're navigating it together, and someone up there on the other side is cheering you on. Be it with many or just one, they're always there. We are never alone. And as we close the year, know that we, on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, my staff, the radio station, we support you in this journey. We believe in you, and we are here every step of the way. Step by step, we embrace 2022, and we know it's going to be the year of you. Good night. God bless you. Happy New Year. Bye-bye, 2021. We're not so sorry to see you go. We're ready for 2022. See you next year, everyone. Good night.
There's a light that shines down upon me.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers,